So I mean, these guys look really good without any paint on them. And this is just this basic standard edition. So you get all these figures right here. These are all the Allied U.S. troops. And they're in green, so there's a guy with a different kind of insignia on his chest. So that's cool. They put the decals right on there. Of course, you might have to be careful when you paint if you want to keep that decal. But I don't intend to paint them. So you get 2 forces, and then the coolest part of all is this taped. Probably, so it doesn't go all over. No, it's not taped, it's just punched. The coolest part of all are, of course, the mechs themselves. So again, they have decals, underside bases, detailing, texturing on the base, and lots of little greeblings all over. So they got tons of detail, and then, of course, this is a little token that says loaded, so I don't know where that goes. But you put then on the weapons. They were just taken off for storage, so you can just pop the weapons into their designated spots. So then here you have the mech for the United States. And that guy looks pretty cool. So imagine him with all his troops running all over the place. Here is the Axis mech. Again with a decal on there, and it just looks so cool. And then stick these little weapons up. I got his rockets on backwards. And he actually looks like he has 2 different kinds of rockets too. And so that also kind of makes it posable. You can turn him up and down. You can move his rockets up and down and left to right also. Fully posable, which is just nuts. But he looks pretty cool also. He or she, I don't want to discriminate. And then you just pop those off to put it right back in. Whoops, I just tore him right off his legs, but then you put him right back into the box where he will remain safe from my clumsy grasp. Oh, there's where the loaded token goes. So how cool is that? Another bargain at $40 for all that beautiful plastic. Excellent, just love it. And then of course you can add these. I could add these figures to my armies in my other premium edition box. They won't look as nice next to them, but hey, I know this is running so long, but we still have some more stuff to go through. We have Just Desserts, a card game, $5. No, I'm sorry, this was $18, so $9, half off. Just Desserts is all about coming up with the right desserts for the people you are feeding. So there's the rules. Here's all the cards. You have all these different kinds of desserts. It's just, and here's the people who want the different kinds of desserts. So the desserts have ingredients. The people have what they like, and you are trying to match it up to get the points. Or whatever. However you score that. But so that just looked like kind of a fun, simple card game. And while I'm all about the serious fantasy miniatures games, I just sometimes have non-gamer family come over and we can play little games like this. So $9 for Just Desserts. And then this I found, and this I had no clue what this was, but it said fantasy on it. So this is called Deadfall, a clever little bluffing game. So it's all about fantasy figures. It says, uses a very simple deck, numbers 1 to 10, and players must play their cards while trying to figure out which ranks have already been played without getting caught in a lie, apparently. So you just have a lot of fantasy artwork on there. And it should be a fairly quick and simple little bluffing card game. But that was just sitting in the counter for 10 bucks normally, so it was $5. So I just said throw it in a pile with everything else. Then I picked up a pack of these Dungeons & Dragons Attack Wing figures. These are the Sun Elf troops. So I have these already, but these were half off, so they were $12. And hey, just a bunch more pre-painted fantasy figures. That's really all I got them for. Finally, last but not least, is this Dungeons & Dragons Dice Masters. One of these gravity feeds. And they were selling these Black Friday for 25 cents a pack. I don't think I've ever bought a single pack of these ever before. I've only ever bought them in gravity feeds. So I said, just give me a whole gravity feed. Because at 25 cents, they retail at $1 a pack. So they were 75% off. So I got this whole box because they thought there were 60 packs in here. So I got it for $15. A whole gravity feed of Dice Masters Dungeons & Dragons for $15. There ended up being 75 packs in here. And he also gave me one of these. I actually already have this, but this was one of the promos, the Minx and Boo dice and cards. So, folks, oh my gosh. That was a lot of stuff, I'll admit. If you made it through to the end, I commend you, because it's not easy, because this is over 40 minutes at this point. But I actually got it all nicely piled up over here. So this is all the stuff that I got Black Friday 2016. I'm sure I've posted other Black Friday videos from prior years, so take a look at those also. But now it's time to stick these on the shelf somewhere. We'll find some space. And thank you all so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. If you want to take a closer look at anything in my collection, let me know. And I will be happy to see if that's at all possible. So, thank you all again so much for watching. And until next time.